Hello, folks. Welcome to the WFCU Center, and thank you for joining us live for Windsor Express basketball on Knoxstrom.tv. I am Brad Hedges alongside my co-host Aaron Sanders, and tonight we'll be tag teaming to bring you the commentary for tonight's NBL Canada clash between the Niagara River Lions and the Windsor Express. And Aaron, 11th meeting between these two teams this year. It's the last home game for the Windsor Express. Tell us what this game is all about tonight.
Well, Major, especially when you have the fans come out, a big capacity crowd tonight here at the FCU. What this means for both teams is, it gives it a chance to stretch out their legs before the playoffs. Probably get a couple of players from the second stream to come out and really show what they're worth.
The Niagara River Lions are in their first season here in the NBL Canada, and they have had themselves a strong inaugural campaign. They are going to face the Windsor Express in the first round of the NBL Canada playoffs. So a preview for what fans are going to see on Monday and Wednesday, and we're going to hope to see maybe the crowd will have a little bit of effect tonight, which we're hoping will be the case Monday and Wednesday.
Well, the Windsor Express, no doubt, have a great fan base, and when you have the fan base, you have a great game right here. The Windsor Express so far lead this season series 6-4, and there are some games that are pretty close when it comes to Niagara, because the Niagara is a never-give-up team. The Windsor Express, they're really strengthening in their rebounding and their transition game, so this is a chess match, safe to say.
Safe to say as well, yeah. And the chess masters on each bench are Graz Lakole of the River Lions and Bill Jones of the Windsor Express, and Graz is a young man, not even 27 years old yet, and he's leading a professional basketball team. On the other side, you've got Bill Jones and his well-rounded staff of assistants, and they've got 2 championships to their caliber.
Well, it's a youth versus experience, or it could be a modern-day David versus Goliath story. Graz Lakole really taking it in for the Niagara River Lions, really in the 3rd seed, but they play like they're better than that. As for the Express, the experience being the 2-time champions, they're really keeping up with their 2nd seed, so it's really great to see how both of these coaches will fare out tonight.
Yeah, my props for everything that Niagara and Graz Lakole has done this year. A great product on the floor led by Sammy Zaglinski and Logan Stutz. We don't know if Sammy's going to play tonight. It didn't look like he was taking full part in warm-ups, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go along. And for the Windsor Express tonight, like you said, Aaron, it feels like tonight the second string might get a little bit more time. Some guys like Rudolph Jolly, Denny McDonald, and some of the younger guys getting some experience before the playoffs.
Rudolph Jolly, first of all, could add so much depth in the defense. Great shot blocker, great big body. So I see Jolly, Denny, see all those other guys come out. So I think it's going to be a tough defensive game that the Windsor Express are going to have to play on tonight, which Niagara, it might be a challenge for them.
The Windsor Express are going to end their regular season tomorrow night in London on the road before coming back for Game 1 and 2 Monday and Wednesday here at the WFCU Center. That's going to do it for us here on the Knoxstrom.tv pregame show. Check out Aaron at halftime. We're going to go down right after the national anthem, and we're going to call this beauty. From everyone here, let's have a good one here on Knoxstrom.tv. It's game time here at the WFCU Center, folks. Welcome. And thank you for watching us on Knockstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders here on the mic. Getting excited here for Niagara versus Windsor, a prelude to the first round matchup, which will begin on Monday night here in Windsor.
Everything's going well. Friday night, what more can you ask for? Potential playoff matchup, two strong teams who may most likely look at their bench to put up most work tonight. But either way, Windsor Express, Niagara River Lions, it's going to be a diaper dandy tonight.
Couldn't agree with you more. Aaron Sanders and Brett Hedges on the call. Of course, alongside our humble servant, Alejandro De Armero. Alex. And Alex, we know that we got that familiar smell in the air. It's almost playoff time. What are you expecting, my friend?
It's going to be another set of playoffs that is going to just grab the heart of everyone. Mm-hmm. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
That's what Mr. Darius is saying.
That's right. Big crowd here tonight. I'm sure that's what part of what Darius is talking about. Three NBL Canada veterans up there, Chris Commons, Tony Bennett, Kirk Williams Jr. alongside Bill Jones.
Mr. Dependable Chris Commons.
Getting the crowd involved. Letting them know that Monday the playoffs start. Nice crowd here tonight here at the WFCU Center. Of course, we've had good crowds all season, but they mentioned earlier this week that this was going to be the largest crowd of the season, and we're looking forward to even bigger and better crowds as the playoffs roll around on Monday.
Starting 3 days from now, big event. NBLC playoffs, the Windsor Express quest for a three-peat. A dynamic crowd here tonight, and they are going to see what Windsor could put out, what Niagara could put out tonight, because like you said, this is a prelude to what to expect in the next 3 days.
Absolutely. We've got Brian Mass here at the center court. He's going to be performing the ceremonial tip-off. Of course, he's the member of parliament here, an NDP representative.
Windsor West.
Windsor West representative, correct. His office is just down the street from my house.
Yeah, how about that?
He's a really approachable guy. He's really had Windsor's back over the last number of years. He's a big proponent of the single sports betting bill that they want to put forward, and which would help the Windsor community. Of course, historically, Windsor was a very big community in horse racing, and unfortunately, a few years ago, one of our main tracks was discontinued, and so most of our horsemen and trainers always have to go to Toronto and the States to do circuits and everything. So he feels that single sports betting can help both.
It was
City
great.
of Windsor.
Well, great horse track for the city.
Yeah, the raceway was great.
Yeah, Windsor Raceway, man, unbelievable.
A lot of fun.
I've never been there, but I usually they have their races on TV, and you'd be amazed at the structure and what they have
Absolutely. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are just moments away from tip-off here in the final home game of the regular season for the Windsor Express. 20-18 on the regular season. Yes, 20-18 regular season.
And Niagara's 16-22. They lost 3 of their last 5, so really they have to come out of the gate and make a name for themselves in the early goings of the first quarter. As for Windsor, they lost 2 of their last 3, so both clubs are trying to get on some sort of a winning streak before meeting each other yet again for a, if necessary, 5-game date in the first round.
That's right. Windsor has lost 2 of 3, but their most recent victory, which was Sunday against Halifax, arguably the league's top team. So never know what kind of team you're going to get on any given night for the Windsor Express, but here they go to start it off. Brandon Robinson gets it off to Sharon Collins, and this game is underway. Thanks for joining us, folks, on Knockstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders on the call. Beautiful passing play to start the game, and Kirk Williams Jr. finds the bottom of the bucket.
And you said unexpected for Windsor the way they started out, and they came out right out of the gate. Niagara led up right there, which led to an easy shot inside. As we see 3 missed by Mr. Clinton Springer Williams as Windsor brings it up the timeline.
Springer Williams in the starting lineup along with Greg Carter, Logan Stutz, Tremar Sutherland, and Mike Allison for Niagara. Windsor starts Chris Commons, who nearly scores there on a bucket. Kirk Williams Jr. saves him from going out of bounds. Gets the rebound, kicks it up to B-Rob for 3. No good.
Brandon Robinson leads the team in the rebound, almost 7 rebounds a game. Chris Commons, he leads the team in the points, 20 points per game, which is just about a couple of points shy away from the leading scorer in the league, Logan Stutz, who averages 21 points a game.
Logan Stutz, number 11 for the Niagara River Lions, had a standout season in his opening year for the River Lions.
Oh man, he caught my eye. 6'9" from Washburn, and the guy could play powerful inside the post. Never to hesitate at all.
Kirk Williams Jr. alongside Billy Rush, Chris Commons, Brandon Robinson, and Sharon Collins, the starting lineup for Windsor tonight. Kirk Williams Jr. launched it, no good though. KWJ was last year's NBO Canada Finals MVP and is Alex's favorite player. There's Tremar Sutherland, a nice crossover at the elbow. Loses it, gets it back, gives it to Mike Allison, gets around a defender, and he scores. Mike Allison.
Good play by Mike Allison. Unfortunately, for the Express, they were a little too slow on there. Billy Rush tried to get over the back as we see a tip in.
Billy Rush, former member of Niagara, recently has been inserted in the starting lineup for Windsor, getting his groove ahead of the playoffs, and he has picked up his points production.
He was a player of the game when they went to Halifax on Sunday. Really productive game, especially outside Windsor. It was a statement point made on Sunday when they played against Halifax, and it was great ball movement, and that's how they got the W. And now they have a 2-point lead here tonight.
Absolutely. Greg Carter is going to be charged with a foul. Kirk Williams Jr. had the ball in the open court.
Windsor Express leads the league in assists and steals. And for Niagara, they lead the league in rebounding. And why not? They have big fellas like Mike Allison and Logan Stutz, really never hesitating to box out. So we're going to see a tough game inside. And speaking of inside, we have a little tackle for the ball. It's a fumble, and they're going to call a jump.
Jump ball. Billy Rush going in on Tremar Sutherland there. He's going to stay with Niagara. And here come the River Lions. Greg Carter at the helm. Sammy Ziglinski on the bench to start today's game. Didn't see him too much in warm-up, so we'll see what his progression is like for the game. Logan Stutz for 3 off the heel. There's Mike Allison with another offensive rebound. Springer Williams, he can't knock it down.
Niagara's really trying to come out with a vengeance after losing 125-124 on the 23rd against London. So if they could pull off a big game against London, they'll try so hard to pull up against the Express. Great tenacity so far.
Sharon Collins takes the bump, and they're going to call a traveling violation. No good. Sharon Collins came over a few months ago. He was a free agent pickup. He's a former member of the Kansas Jayhawks. Won the national championship in 2008.
That was a great game against Memphis.
The one thing I always remember, Derrick Rose couldn't make his free throws.
No.
And Mario Chalmers knocked down the big shot.
A big one.
Logan Stutz with a basket there. Tying this game up at 4 apiece. 3 minutes into the contest. Brandon Robinson crosses over. Gives it to Chris Commons. Robinson.
Niagara really stepping up on the zone defense.
They're going to say that was tipped out of bounds, and it will stay with Windsor. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. 8:39 to go in the first quarter.
Niagara's really congesting the Express offense right now. That zone defense was a thing of beauty. Really led to the Express to pop out to the wings. As we see
Billy Rush, no good. Stutz with a rebound and quick outlet pass to Tremar Sutherland. Over to Stutz. Takes a bump, no, blocked from Chris Commons. He gets the ball back, blocked from Billy Rush.
Goodness me.
Mike Allison, his second shot is off the mark again.
Third time is in the charm, and now Niagara got a taste of their own medicine with the congested defense from Windsor.
Sharon Collins can't knock down the jumper. And here come the River Lions. Springer Williams and one. Brandon Robinson got behind on that play, had to commit the foul.
Yeah, that was an easy foul, unfortunately, an easy take into the basket. Windsor Express really slowed down inside. They tried to pop out too much on the outside, and unfortunately, that led to a bucket and the foul.
Clinton Springer Williams. In one game earlier this year, he knocked down 10 threes against the Windsor Express. And a near 40-point effort and a big win for the River Lions. Billy Rush for three. No.
Can't get it to go outside, Billy Rush. After having a great game outside on Halifax, he couldn't find the momentum in the early going. And again, hats off to Graslow Coley for coaching this young Niagara team.
Doing a very good job. Sutherland on the baseline to Stutz. Stutz working against KWJ, and it's good for a 2-point basket.
That's Logan Stutz' game. Never too hesitant to go inside. He goes inside with great force. It doesn't matter if he gets slapped in the mouth or gets an air ball. That's how tough he is. Never afraid to go inside.
Commons. No good for the three. Kirk Williams Jr. saves it from going out of bounds, launches it over Sharon Collins, and he ends up in the front row. So good effort being put out from the Express, but they trail 9-4 here. 7:18 to go in the first quarter.
I mentioned earlier in the telecast that it's important for Niagara to come out the gate because that's how they did it against London despite a 1-point loss. But Niagara's really showing that they're tough contenders as the playoffs near less than 72 hours away.
Allison will throw the ball in. Nice crowd here at the WFCU Center, like we said. Biggest crowd of the season. We'll get an official count later in the game, but it's a good time here at the WFCU Center. Carter driving, and he takes a foul. I believe that's going to go against Sharon Collins.
And again, Niagara not hesitant to drive inside. The Express really have to wake up on defense. They got to pop out. Even if they have to go man-to-man, that's fine. But allowing all those Niagara fellas to get inside, get an and one or a layup basically, is not good for the Express, especially when you're a few minutes in, because you're trying to make a point before playoff time, and you have to make a point to the WFCU faithful.
Always fun to see what the kind of progression that we've had from the season. We got first night of the year. Do you remember that night against Orangeville? It was Boxing Day. And the Express lost at the buzzer thanks to a Bilal Ben 3.
98-97, but it was a tough game. Windsor got him back a few days later on New Year's Day, where we got great acquisition known as Brandon Robinson to come out the gate. That was one of the tough games I seen Orangeville play that year.
Of course, Orangeville in the 4th spot in the Central Division, but they have themselves a formidable roster. They've got Justin Moss. They picked up Tyrone Watson later in the season, Daquan Brooks. So a lot of good things being done on Orangeville's side. Let's see what they can do against London in the first round.
A tough 1-4 battle, but Orangeville has always been known they're known for being strong in the 4th quarter. But unfortunately, there are some cases where it doesn't matter the most. You have to play a full 48 and step it up. So we'll see how they do in the first round.
Of course, the playoff situation is not final in the Atlantic Division. Moncton and the Island Storm could still switch spots if a few scenarios happen throughout the weekend. So we'll keep our eyes on that as we go along. Nice story, the Moncton Miracles this year. And of course, them recently announcing an ownership group, a local ownership group. That's a humongous step for that organization.
And an extension to Paul Molesky, who is turned out to be one of the great coaches around here in the NBLC. So you got to give credit to him, credit to the organization. A formidable team.
Chris Commons in the low post, working against Mike Allison, trying to get his team back in. It spins those shoulders, misses, gets it back, gets a good roll, and it's in.
A little tap dancer on the rim. Chris Commons didn't give up. He persevered. He knew what this Niagara defense would do to the team, and he just penetrated it.
Sutherland gets a high screen from Stutz, gives it back to Stutz. He pops, stops, and makes it drop. Logan Stutz dropping it like it's hot.
Money man, and no surprise there. Leading scorer in points, 21 points and 9 rebounds a game as we see. A big-time 3.
Kirk Williams Jr. Kirk Williams Jr. spreading the floor there, cutting the deficit to 4 points and a turnover from Niagara.
Windsor's really stepping it up. They recognize that Niagara always spend most of their time at the top, only to finish at the bottom. But their man-to-man defense have been stellar in the last minute and a half.
Shaquille Keith and Tony Bennett enter the contest for the first time today. Billy Rush over to KWJ on the floor. Turning, shooting, can't get it to fall. Chris Commons with a putback, no good again.
Look at Logan Stutz going coast to coast.
And a nice finish inside from Mike Allison on the give from Stutz. And that's the kind of dynamic he brings.
An all-around player, that's one trait you need when you're in the NBLC.
Bennett kicks it out to Shaquille Keith. He puts it on the floor, crosses over, finds Bennett on the other side. Nope, traveling, yep. He picked up his feet.
What's
1, 2, 3.
What's interesting is when the playoffs come, I mean, I would like to see what type of exhibition Shaquille Keith will bring to the table for the Express. I mean, granted he's a rookie, but he plays like he's well seasoned. He's been a part of the Express for the last 2 years. That's how well he's fit in with Windsor. Yeah,
he's really picked it up in the first 38 games of his professional career. We saw him as a member of the Raptors 905 and the NBL Canada NBLC exhibition game. As Clinton Springer-Williams there with a nice finish and one off the glass. So we've seen a lot of growth from Shaquille Keith. I just had him on my show on TV Coach Co Windsor, that sports show with him and Coach Jones after they came back from Halifax. And Coach Jones said he's seen a lot of really impressive things from Shaquille Keith this year.
No question about it, especially when it comes from the coach. Just goes to show, what type of position he will be at in the coming months or next season. Who knows? He could be a great starter for the Windsor Express roster next year. But Shaq Keith is a strong guy, and you really have to give him credit.
Windsor down 17-9. Chris Commons, low post to Mo Bolden, who just checked into the game. Back to Mercury. No turnover.
That was a bad pass, and they anticipated, and that was a terrible foul.
So Billy Rush has to come back and commit the foul on Springer Williams after the turnover. The Express could fall down by double digits here in the early going if a pair of free throws from Clinton Springer Williams goes down.
Unfortunately, Billy Rush had to commit that foul in the regards of a terrible back pass.
First one is it.
But Windsor can't go back. They have to move forward. They were great inside. It just puzzles me why they try to kick it outside again.
Double-digit deficit for the Windsor Express here. Not exactly what the big crowd wanted to see, but here's Mobo.
I bet the crowd wanted to see that.
Conley with a big rebound there. Windsor can't find their stroke early on. They trail 19-9. 4:20 remaining in the first quarter, and another bucket drops from Tremar Sutherland.
Sutherland knew Bolden was right on him, so that's why he created that extra space for the fall away.
Billy Rush, no good. Tony Bennett with nearly have the rebound.
Billy Rush is completely off. He'd probably be 0 for 5 right now.
Springer Williams, no offensive rebound. Mike Allison. Another lane to the basket. It's good. Springer.
Those second chance points are really killing the Express as well as the rebounds. But funny enough, they only lead 1 in the rebounding game, 10-9 Niagara, and they are really taking Windsor to the hole. 12 points in the paint.
And Windsor trailing 23-9 here midway through the first quarter. Not exactly the start that Coach Bill Jones wanted, but if you are Gros-Lecola, you got to like what you see from the River Lions.
In the game of youth versus experience, youth is really taking off right out of the gates, coming out with a vengeance. 14-point lead for this young River Lions team, and Logan Stutz is leading at 6 points, 3 rebounds. Tremar Sutherland is adding to the dimes with 3. And the transition game has been really strong for the Lions. They laid 8-0 in that. So that's where some of the points is coming for the River Lions' weight. And they're shooting 56% from the field.
Yeah. Oh. A couple members of our crew missing today. We've got Mitch Kobe away sick with the flu, so we hope he's okay. We got Jeremy Fokuo. He's up celebrating his mother's 50th birthday. So we'll see. We'll have the full crew here for Monday and Wednesday. And I'm sure you'll see Alex on either our stream or London's stream throughout the weeks. So don't worry, we ain't going nowhere. Knoxstrom.tv's got you covered here for NBL Canada playoffs coming up next week.
Once again, for the 4th year in a row.
High post, Chris Commons lets go of a jumper. He can't get it to fall. Tipped out? No. So good ball movement from the Windsor Express, opening up that defense from Niagara, but to no avail.
Trying to get close with those baskets, and they need a higher percentage shot right now because whatever they're doing outside, it ain't working.
Blazek to his right, drives baseline, gives it over to Conley. Conley stops, gives it over to Sutherland. Sutherland stops and drops the jumper.
Sutherland feeling real high and mighty on that, and why not? A beautiful fadeaway.
Keith inside the Commons, blocks from Mike Allison. Put a little bit too much loft on it, I guess.
That, and it was perfect timing for Niagara's end.
Springer Williams, no good. Commons with the board, up the floor. Hands it off to Tony Bennett. Shaquille Keith finding Alex Johnson. Let's see what Superman can do. Shaquille. Yes.
And this is how Windsor could mount a comeback right here. Great box out on the defensive end to lead to a great outside shot.
Conley goes inside and nice finish the inside from Conley.
Conley saw that the right side was congested, so he took it on the left side. And now Windsor looking to retaliate.
Nice Fine inside from Alex Johnson, inside to Chris Commons.
Goodness.
Good feed.
Fantastic.
Razzle
setup.
dazzle.
It was a great setup.
This is more of the Windsor Express basketball we're used to seeing. A little bit of a struggle in the first quarter. Sutherland can't score in tight.
Well, Express really have to pick up the tempo. The transition game has to be here now.
Bennett in the corner for Johnson. Johnson, high post, Chris Commons. Cross-court pass, Tony Bennett.
That's a little too high for the oop.
Alex Johnson had a couple defenders in the air, but he couldn't get the shot off, so he tried to go around to Mobo. That was defended, and it will remain Windsor Express basketball.
It was defended well, but it wasn't a wise idea to pass inside, especially when Niagara's congesting you so much with their inside defense, and that's how they're beating the Express right now in terms of rebounds and turnovers.
Johnson to Keith on the baseline. To Kirk? No, he had to misstep it. Shot clock violation. Windsor Express not enough communication, I guess.
Windsor is really stepping up on the back door, but they were unaware of the falling shot clock. So now it's a 13-point road Windsor's going to have to go through in order to come back here.
Lazic to Conley. He mishandles the ball. Lead pass over to Shaquille Keith. He scores.
If you can't beat him on the rebounding game, you might as well start stealing and start finishing strong.
Lazic inside the Springer. No good. Kirk Williams Jr. with a rebound. Quick pass over to Tony Bennett. Shaquille Keith over to Johnson.
Hello.
It's good.
Yes. And like I said, Brett, they really had to pick up the tempo on the transition game, and they're doing it justice in this final 40 seconds.
They've trimmed it down to 9 points. Greg Carter over to Springer. Conley lines it up, blocked from Maurice Bolden. Lead pass to Johnson, saves it.
Save it.
Oh, Maurice Bolden tried his best to save it for Kirk Williams Jr. Greg Carter, spin move in the lane. Oh, he nearly got it to fall.
Good effort, though, by Clinton Springer Williams. Beautiful take.
So some wide open basketball here to start this contest here in the final minute of the first quarter. Redhead is and Aaron Sanders here on Knockstrom.tv, having a blast here in the last regular season game for Windsor.
Windsor really exploding in the final 3 minutes of this quarter. Really having the perfect timing for the blocks and the rebounds. The transition game, what started out as very slow, turned to subpar, and now brilliant use of the back door that led to it too, and they're finishing strong despite a 10-point deficit.
It was 16 as Russ Conley comes in now late. Gives it over to Stutz. 13 seconds. Shot clock is turned off. They're going to hold it. Greg Carter crossing over on Shaq. Double dribble. Yes, he did. 6 seconds to go, and it's going to be Windsor basketball.
That man-to-man defense could make you or break you. But the Windsor Express really stepping up on the defense, and they really need to do it in the next 3 quarters.
Maurice Bolden can't get it to fall at the buzzer.
Now, those are the shots you really have to make. Got to get a good high arc right there.
And that will do it for the first quarter here at the WFCU Center. Windsor trails 28-18 when we return the second quarter here on Knockstrom.tv.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Well,
You're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
Get out of here and move on. It's not gonna Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
I'll mention the out-of-town scores when we come back.
Ashes of K coming to a theater near you.
Yes, Brett. And guess what? We are start going to recruit some sponsors for next season, for 2016-2017.
Yep.
So we're going to offer a very good package.
Absolutely affordable and flexible pricing for all you folks looking to do some advertising with Windsor Express and Knockstrom.tv. As Conley scores on the opening possession of the second quarter.
Chris Conley using all of his power and the peak of his power on that jump shot just to let it go and score a beauty banker.
Billy Rush and one. So Billy Rush found himself a seam there. Got the defender behind him and committed the foul. Nice job there. Sutherland's going to be charged with the foul.
Billy Rush started out 0 for 4, and now he looks to increase his chances right here by taking it to the hole. And with that result, he got a chance to complete the N1.
Billy Rush knocking it down, completing the three-point play, making it a single-digit deficit for the Express once again. Oh, airmailed that one. My goodness, Brad. Brad Bondy, one of our long time season ticket holders, caught that one in the front row.
He caught that Peyton Manning-like pass right there. My goodness me.
Are you talking about Peyton Manning just out of college or Peyton Manning at the Super Bowl this year?
We're talking about Peyton Manning at the Super Bowl, but then again, Maurice Bolden scores.
Beautiful finish right there from Maurice Bolden. Nice touch inside, 7-point deficit. 1 minute into the second quarter. Seems like Windsor's got a little bit more jump than in the first.
Especially when you have the transition game going down for you in perfect form. And like I said,
it's showtime!
You see, can I call them or what? That's great basketball right there. Great transition.
And then the best part about it was Billy Rush hustled his butt right all the way back and tried to block that shot from Blazic, got in defensive position and got the rebound. That's heart and hustle right there.
They don't call him Rush for no reason. Beauty.
Absolutely. A beautiful finish from Billy Rush, who has scored 5 points already for the Windsor Express in the second quarter, seeming to have found his stride a little bit. He struggled from the field when he first came to the team, but he's finding it now.
And we still got to remind people that he started 0 from 4 from the field, 0 for 2 outside, and now he's 3 of 6 with 7 points.
You know what that means? Keep shooting, kids. That's the best way to get yourself out of a slump. Just shoot your way out of it. You're going to knock one down eventually.
Shoot your way and drive yourself.
Shaquille Keith with his spin move. Over to Billy Rush. KWJ. Pump fake. Spin move. It's good.
It better go in.
Hung on the rim for a couple of seconds there. Me and Aaron almost had time for a cup of coffee, but nice spin move there from Springer Williams. And another nice bucket.
With the layup of his own.
Woo! Canadians on display here. Alex Johnson.
Trying to step up on the footwork. Look at this.
Shaquille Keith in the middle of the lane. KWJ for 3. Oh, off the mark, Billy Rush got his hand there, but it's in Greg Carter's mitts now. Good job by the ball handler, giving it over to the shooter. Springer Williams to Stutz. Stutz, pump fake over to Allison. Easy 2.
And you see right there, Billy Rush gave up there defensively, allowing an open shot like that to fall through. And Windsor really have to be careful on their passing too.
Johnson, these passes muffed. Niagara. Yes, Tremar Sutherland for 3.
Ducking and weaving. Dramar Sutherland really stepping it up tonight. He is now 3 of 4 from the field. 7 points.
Billy Rush for 3. No. Springer nearly stepped out of bounds, but a quick pass leads to an opportunity. Offensive foul. Good job from Billy Rush.
And Billy Rush did what most people should do. It was all perfect timing. Billy Rush obviously still trying to put in some work shooting wise. And he's really trying to put in work defensively, which leads to the Express getting the ball back.
Johnson for 3. Yes.
Oh boy, cue it up, cue it up. Do I see a phone booth around here, Brett?
That's right. Alex Superman Johnson, former #1 pick in the NBL Canada draft, I believe in 2012. And a nice box out there from Shaquille Keith to get that rebound. Windsor down 7. Shaquille Keith and 1.
Look at the rookie pulling a Houdini.
Doing a great job. Shaquille Keith, the ripe age of 22 years old, getting it done here in the NBL Canada. Putting together a pretty good run. The Windsor Express looking to trim the deficit here. A free throw from Keith would make it a 3-point game, 4-point game.
And one time it was a 16-point lead for Niagara, which is now a 4-point game, which is like 3/4 of the lead cut down.
That's right.
Logan Stutz complaining right there.
I missed that play. Springer at the free throw line. Can't get it to fall. Brandon Robinson with the rebound. Over to Shaquille Keith. Swing pass to Mobo. On the ground. Driving baseline. Getting around Allison and scoring.
All right, folks. We're having a little trouble with our video right now. And apologies about the video. We'll continue the audio. But the Windsor Express really cut down the 6-point lead to 2. It's a timeout is called.
That's right. The previous play before the timeout, Maurice Bolden getting around the defender, driving to his left, squaring up his shoulder, taking the contact and getting around. That's a nice, strong play from a player like Maurice, who's been very good off the bench for the Express.
He's very versatile, too. And we mentioned before that we're going to see most of the bench come out tonight. And Mo Bolden is really making the Express bench justice with his efforts tonight.
I know we're having a problem with the video, folks, but just listen to this crowd. Big crowd here at the WFCU Center, having a lot of fun, cheering on the Windsor Express. It's got to be close to 3,000 fans, Aaron, at least.
Has
I gotta
to be.
say.
You see all those lanes open tonight. Not only because it's Friday, it's near the weekend, but it's playoff time, the anticipation. And once again, folks, we have gone radio for just a little bit. We're fixing the video, and as soon as we fix it out, you're going to see some great basketball. But now, you're going to hear some great basketball.
Absolutely. And of course, we've got Sarah Ryrie as our in-game host tonight, a Mediaplex graduate like yourself and myself. Of course, our PA announcer today is Todd Sheeran. He is also a Mediaplex student. So we're taking over here at the WFCU Center.
Mediaplex students taking over. First of all, Sarah Riley, one of the most dependable and one of the most independent people out there. She was the in-game host for the Spitfires for a couple of games this year.
Yep.
Todd Sharon filling in for Stevie Belanger. He's doing a great job. I can't wait to see what wonders he does with the sports field for the Mediaplex next year. And Brett, you and I, graduates, and we're really getting out there tonight. So kudos to the Mediaplex family for helping us get to where we are today. Without you, we wouldn't know where we'd be at right now, but we are here at Knockstrom.tv.
That's right. Don't sell yourself short, Aaron. Talent takes you a long way, too.
Yep.
That's right. And coming out of the timeout break, the Windsor Express trailing Niagara 37-35. Less than 8 minutes remain in the first half. So, like we said, the Express were down by 16 points at one point. Down by 2 now. Logan Stutz driving baseline. He puts the ball off his foot.
And that's what great defense results in. Turnovers for the other team, allowing them to get congested into your own defense. It's called a trap, if you will. and Windsor Express really now have a chance to tie or lead.
Thanks for being patient, folks. Getting the video back. Maurice Bolden
And
scoring
that's
and
how you
tying the
tie
game.
a game. Great effort on the offense for the Express. You go inside, you have to finish strong, make those buckets, as we see a shoving foul right here.
Kirk Williams Jr. going to be called for that one. Logan Stutz had gotten a step on him in the half court. So one foul, but it is a tie game. And like we said, we knew we were going to see some body punches thrown here today in this boxing match, but now seems as though we're dead even, just like the score indicates. If I was to put it in a boxing analogy, I would say that Niagara threw the bigger punch first.
Yes, they did. And now Windsor is coming back with an uppercut of their own.
That's right. Tie game, 7 minutes to go in the half. B. Rob to Shaquille Keith. Low post, Kirk Williams Jr. squares up to Alex Johnson around.
Oh, come on! Come on! The phone booth is out, gentlemen. Folks, it's out of order because Superman came in, pulled out the cape, and what a great finish.
That's right. I believe there was going to be a double foul called on that play coming up the floor. Shaquille Keith and Springer Williams, I think? Yes.
Well, as aggressive this game is going in the last few minutes, you have to expect that. Niagara's offense have to step up because the Express defense is really overshadowing the great efforts of the River Lions.
Yeah.
And as you can see right here, the Express outscoring the River Lions 21-9 in this second quarter.
And it's only 5 minutes out of the first quarter. Left. 5 minutes into the second quarter, pardon me.
The assist game is even too. 13 apiece for these clubs. The rebounding game awfully close, but Niagara's leading that edge 19-7. 19-17, correction.
Blazik over to Stutz. Stutz steps into a baseline jumper. He puts it up. Too much air on it.
A rarity for Stutz to put up an air ball like that.
Tony Bennett in transition to Alex Johnson.
Heating up. What's kryptonite when you have Superman Johnson stirring it up for the three?
And it could be a turnover.
Will it be?
No, it's going to stay with Niagara.
24-9, the Express are leading this quarter.
Yep.
5-point lead for them. Impressive turnaround. And the River Lions still trying to look for answers to this congesting Windsor Express defense.
Of course, folks, thanks for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Nice finish. Oh, no, Logan Stutz couldn't get it to go.
It's quite amazing how Windsor had that type of trait right there at the beginning of the game, and now they're really getting their just due. Superman trying to spin in. Could not connect.
Sutherland lets it go from three. No good. Johnson rising up. Rising over the trees, so to speak.
Here's a breakaway. Can you get it?
Oh, no. I thought Shamar Sutherland got there, but
oh, boy.
Regardless, there's a heavy collision down low, and it's going to be a blocking foul against Sutherland.
Williams Jr. obviously shaken up on that. Probably a little too much effort to finish. Could have gone, well, I don't know. Ask me, he could have gone straight up, but hey, who am I to talk? He's at the line to shoot too.
That's right, KWJ. Last year's NBL Canada Finals MVP. Ooh, doesn't get it to crawl over the front rim.
Now you have to focus. You got to focus. Get this second one down. Because free throws may be small, but a great crucial element to how you result in the game. And folks, as we see that make by KWJ, a quick reminder, and I'll mention this again at the Knockstrom halftime, the Mill Rats never looked back against the Moncton Miracles, winning by 10, 109-99. They extend their record to 25-14, and the Miracles drop to 14-25. Potential playoff matchups going on tonight.
That's right.
As we see a bucket from Logan Stutz.
That's right. Thank you, Aaron. Tony Bennett at the helm now for the Windsor Express. Over to Brandon Robinson. Brandon Robinson on the floor, crossing over, driving, shooting, scoring.
Once again, it's that Windsor Express mind of being able to cut through, penetrate the defense, and finish off with a higher percentage shot.
Carter to Stutz. Stutz rips through, drives left, blocked from behind. No, they're going to call a foul on Chris Commons.
Yeah, I see. As close to a shot that was, there was contact. Kudos for Stutz to try to maybe slam it down, but Windsor Express probably suffocated on him.
Logan Stutz, the league's leading scorer.
League's leading scorer, 21 points, 9 rebounds a game. Those are stats that will make him a potential candidate for the Most Valuable Player Award when this season comes to a close.
Yep.
And the second season of basketball begins, which is the playoffs.
Of course, we'll see that. We'll see that beginning on Monday here on Knoxroom.tv. We'll have all hands on deck as Theo Davis makes his first appearance of the game. Number 40, 6'10". He's a guy that we've seen in spurts throughout the season. He's had a couple bouts with injury, but he can make an impact in the game whenever he's in it. Number 40 for the Windsor Express.
The depth of his is really crucial and intimidating for all the other 7 teams in the NBLC. Tony Bennett, what was he doing? I think he was trying to get an open pass off, but could not get it. But look what happened at the other end.
Brandon Robinson scoring there, blocking the shot there, saving a pair of points. Blazic over to Sutherland, blocked from behind from Theo Davis.
Oh.
Carter eyeing up a three-pointer, crossing over, loses it, gives it over to Sutherland. Stops, pops, does not make it drop. Theo Davis touched it up, Chris Commons hauled it down.
It was that Theo Davis block that started up everything for the Express.
Johnson, spin move, kicks it out. Commons, extra pass to Robinson. Eyeing him up, 5, 4, rising, shooting, traveling violation.
Steps.
Yep. Oh well.
Yeah, he felt the pressure right there on that Niagara defense, and that would cause them to get a turnover like that. Too much time with the ball. Should have swung it around.
Mike Allison's three is no good. Windsor with a 4-point lead, 45-41 in transition. Robinson finds Commons. He rises. No good. Theo Davis tried to have the ball, but ends up in Blazic's hands. Greg Carter rising. And the good defense from Robinson blocked that shot. Commons around 2 defenders. Oh, gets it. No, wow, that ball does not want to go down. Theo Davis gets it, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I want to go back to the last possession right here. Greg Carter trying to step it up on the offense too, trying to beat Windsor at their own game single-handedly, but it couldn't go. He's trying to create a charge, trying to finish strong to the basket, but he knew it wasn't going to go in. Trying to intimidate Windsor a little bit, but the Windsor Express, the only reason why they're leading by 4 is that great transition game and great defensive effort on the blocks. Now Chris Commons, he leads the team in blocks with about 1.6 a game, but obviously we're seeing more than that tonight.
Theo Davis misses the first free throw. Davis spent some time on the starting lineup for the Express this year. Can't make the pair there. But like we said, he can make an impact on whatever part of the court he plays on. And one there. Theo Davis gets victimized there. Russ Conley.
Theo Davis really kicking himself right there. He was there. Perfect timing. Unfortunately, a little too much contact, but he's really trying to get back in the light of things in terms of all the injuries he has suffered.
Misses. So we've seen 3 straight free throws missed from both squads, but in a 2-point game. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Theo Davis, yes.
Oh, that ball likes Windsor right now, I'll tell you that much.
And a turnover, Brandon Robinson. Yes, they're going to say it went off of Sutherland. It's going to be Windsor Express ball.
Good effort by B-Rob.
So
And folks, we have a great score update for you on the next dead ball. I'll let you know about it.
Alex Johnson weaving through the defense. Can't get it to fall.
Superman, like I mentioned before, early in the season, he was still trying to find his way with the Windsor Express. He's known for dishing out great assists when he was with Mississauga, as we see a turnover. But now really turning a new leaf, making a new career, driving inside and popping out those outside shots.
Yeah, he's definitely had to be a little bit more aggressive in this game for the Windsor Express, which really relies on its guards to be attacking and attack those seams that those defenses give them. You look at guys like Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson for three. Yes, sir.
Comes out like that.
Blazik to Allison. Allison over Bolden. No, does Conley does not get it to drop. Good defensive play there. Robinson grabbing the ball.
Both clubs playing volleyball for a quick second, but Windsor is the victor in that.
Robinson.
Oh, man.
No good. Commons, yes, getting his hand on it and creating the loose ball. Windsor's got it. Robinson cutting to the ball to Johnson. Yes.
Brendan Robinson, pesky, knows what to do with the ball. And look at this. The tenacity of Windsor's defense really bringing the Express back into this ball game, outscoring Niagara. They're outscoring them 34-15. Talk about a major second quarter for the Express, coming back with a vengeance from being down by 16.
Three from Blazik, no good. Springer with the rebound from behind. Can't get it to fall. My goodness.
Niagara knows their outside shots aren't working right now. Why take them?
Commons, nice job there. Good finish inside from the big man, Mr. Dependable. Blazik. Over to Mike Allison. To Blazik. Stops in the low post. Back to Allison at the key. Top to Springer Williams. Shot clock violation.
You see what defense does, folks. When you put them in the trap like that, the trap doesn't only work at the wings. It could work pretty much anywhere when you communicate with your team. And thus, Windsor leading by double digits. Great defensive effort. Leads to great buckets like that. 36-15. The Express have outscored the Niagara River Lions tonight.
In the second quarter.
In the second quarter tonight.
Bolden turns the corner to his
How
left.
did he do that?
Takes the bump and he'll go to the free throw line. Nice job. Creative drive from Maurice Bolden, getting himself to the free throw line.
Did you see how much attention he brought out to the left side?
Yep.
In order to drive that? That's a Michael Jordan move. Back in the Eastern Conference playoffs, 1991, he was defended by Starks and Ewing. Tried to fake left, but went right, and with that facial on Patrick Ewing, Maurice Bolden, almost a clear spitting image of that move.
Bolden misses the first. Trying to make it an even dozen. Yeah, lots of time to go here in the end of the first half. Blazik walking the ball up the floor. They're going to try and get the last shot off. Try and trim this deficit to single digits. Blazik, pump fake, shoots with the right, no good, and a late foul is going to be called with 2 seconds remaining in the first half.
Regardless of the late foul, Niagara really have to smile on that possession after, forcing up outside shots and not being able to finish. The only way they could bail themselves out right now is as the foul's inside, which will prompt him to go to the free throw line.
Blazic misses the first. So at best, the River Lions will be down by 10, barring a big heave. And Blazic misses. Denny McDonald with the rebounds. And that's how the first half will end. A tale of two quarters, to say the least, Aaron. Windsor struggling in the first quarter, but exploding in the second.
A fair contrast. What a great fair contrast for both teams. Windsor really coming out on the transition game, being able to finish strong. And on the other end, really doing it justice with that tough defense. And with that, I am going to leave the mic for a little bit.
Yep.
And see you at the Knockstrom halftime.
That's right. Aaron's going to head over to our wonderful halftime area, and I'm going to chat with my good friend Alex for a quick second. Alex, what do you think about the first half?
It was a really interesting game. Obviously, these teams are like really have their potential because it's the last game. They have a very interesting game coming up on Monday for the playoffs. So this one is kind of a training game for them. So they're putting really out the effort. We will see on Monday what really is going to be another treat to the brink of madness.
That's right.
Like was the last season, the last couple of seasons has been crazy.
Yeah.
And the teams and the players have been putting everything on the court, like putting the blood and the sweat and the passion.
The gladiators of the hard court, my
the
friend.
Gladiators of the
hard court.
Yeah, the wooden battlefield.
That's right, the wooden hardcore. That's right.
So it's going to be really interesting to see the playoffs.
Yes.
And also we are going to start calling up for sponsor for the next season for 2016-2017.
Yeah.
We will have 10 spots for sponsors, and we're going to do with our Knockstrom Film Studios and Digital Media. We're going to be filming their commercials.
Yep.
And then we're going to play the commercials and put the logos on every game for next season. On every game.
Yeah.
So far we're having around between 90 and 120 live views.
Yeah.
And then after we have like people coming up and see the replays, we have about 500
at least,
and sometimes 1,000. So it's going to be a really good platform for sponsors to share the brand.
Yeah, and not just local sponsors like from Windsor Essex, but teams from across the league, because we're a Canada-wide league. Teams and businesses from other areas can reach out to us, and we can all do some promotion from your side, from our side of things in Ontario. So.
You're right.
That's right. Let's hand it over to Aaron Sanders for the Knockstrom.tv halftime report. He's looking dapper as always. And Aaron, take it away, my friend. Have some fun. We'll see you soon.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. And here I am up here at the media deck. Windsor Express taking an 11-point lead over the Niagara River Lions, 54-43. And here we go. Another segment of the Knockstrom halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders bringing it to you, and boy, oh boy, talk about a sheer contrast within the first two quarters. Niagara, like I said, really wanted to come back with a vengeance after losing against the London Lightning 125-124 a few days back. And boy, have they in the first quarter, really using screens, really stepping it up inside and finishing strong. The outside game worked for them, but keep in mind, that was only the first quarter, and at one time, the Express were down by 16 points. And for those of you who thought, well, this may be a downright dirty game, I hope you didn't click on the other games and go to that and turn us off, because the Windsor Express really produced a strong second quarter, and their offense and their defense really stepped it up. The rebounding was there. The transition game was strong enough to open up to those strong finishes to the hoop, and Superman Johnson supplying the damage for most of it. Swooping his way to pull off a Houdini. Great threes, looking at great screens and pulling up great passes out there. That's how the Express really got back in this game. What was once a 16-point game is now a 27-point turnaround for the Windsor Express as they lead by 11 at halftime. And now we talk about the Windsor Express, how they have done since the last time we have seen them in this facility known as the WFCU Center. They went on the road to play against two Atlantic Division teams, the St. John Millrats and the league-leading Halifax Hurricanes. Now, they split two of those games. They lost one and they won one. They lost against the St. John Millrats by 12 with a score of 109-97, which really dropped their record to 19-17. But things got better 2 days later when they went to Halifax on the 24th. So this past Sunday, they really showed the Halifax Hurricanes what they were made of and gave them the money's worth. Great team hustle right there. Great ball awareness and ball handling led to Windsor Express victory 111-93. Hats off to Billy Rush with a great effort down outside with the threes. That's how they've done it this week. And now we'll quickly go to the player of the week for the second time this year. The St. John Millrats, Anthony Anderson, 6'1" fella from Massachusetts. Now he's a former NBLC MVP, as most of you know, and he set a big Millrat record on February 18th, dropping 51 points. And why not for a guy who is comfortable in shooting and has a wide vision offensively? That's it for that. Right now, we will step aside for a little bit, but when I return, I will have the out-of-town scores for you, which will really knock your socks off. And trust me, an upset was in the making, and it happened. So stick around following this commercial timeout, and I'll tell you the details. And here we are again with the Notcham halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders. Quickly before we go to the out-of-town scores, I will break down the stats for you from this game at the WFCU Center. Windsor Express obviously have an 11-point lead. That goes without saying. But you got to look at this stat and say, did that really happen? Yes, it did. A 36-15 quarter by the Windsor Express. That's right, folks, I said it. 36 points produced by the Windsor Express in the second quarter. And remember when I said the transition game would pay off for them? It did. 14 points off of turnovers, 36 points in the paint compared to Niagara's 26. And the bench, like we all said at the beginning of the telecast, would produce the most work tonight, is putting up the most work. In Windsor's case, 28-6, game's leading scorer is none other than Superman Alex Johnson, 12 points, and Quentin Springer-Williams is adding to the damage for Niagara with 11 points as well. 46 points the Express are shooting from the field compared to Niagara's 38. That's it for this game for a little bit. We're going to go out of town. Now, you've seen all these matchups going on. These are potential playoff matchups, considering that the second and third seed of the Atlantic Division has not been decided yet. That's how close it is. Now, we go to the Moncton Miracles, who played at St. John to battle the Millrats. The Millrats come out of the gate, like we mentioned before, 109-99. And James Justice added 24 points for the Moncton Miracles. But, however, a little 34-30 rout in the fourth quarter wasn't enough for Moncton. Unfortunately, they dropped to 14-25. The St. John Millrats still second in the Atlantic. And now I mentioned there was an upset in the making in the NBLC tonight, and you better believe it, Lisa Oronic is going to be happy about this. The Island Storm at home defeated the Halifax Hurricanes 101-100, shooting 49% from the field compared to Halifax's 44. Player of the game, hats off to Terry Thomas, 27 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. So the Island Storm has to feel really happy that they got away with the victory from one of the cream of the crops of the league and the Atlantic Division. So what a way to boost up your confidence before the playoff starts. And one more game. This game is about to go into the second half. The London Lightning traveling to the Institute to face the Orangeville A's. But on the side, the Orangeville A's are leading the Central Division, leading Lightning 51-44. As we see right here, you know, the rebounding game is really close with London leading 31-27. Justin Moss adding damage to the A's with 11 points. And, you know, that's a two-way tie. You see Daquan Cook. Daquan Cook added 11 points. Daquan Brooks, I would rather say. And Akeem Scott, 15 points and 1 rebound and 2 assists. And I will update those games for you when they finish at the Knockstrom postgame. Speaking of, that wraps it up right here for the... Oh, incidentally, the tips for the second half, quite simple. For Niagara, you really got to stop playing up to Windsor's game. You really got to pick up your own tempo, create character. Because I've seen so many times Greg Carter trying to beat Windsor's defense by trying to commit a charge and try to finish strong. That wasn't the case, because if it was the case, Windsor's transition game wouldn't lead them to an 11-point game as it is right now. So Niagara really got to pick up the tempo on their own course, and the Express keep it up on the transition game. Look to kick out more, but still look for those higher percentage shots. Get those good pick and roll screens in order to travel to the basket and give them an intimidating force for Niagara to deal with these final 24 minutes to go here. So 11-point game for the Express, 54-43. When we return, Brett and I will call the game for you, so enjoy the second half. I will see you by myself at the Knockstrom postgame. So you are watching the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv. We'll return following this commercial timeout.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I'm going to get out of here and move on. It's not gonna... Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Aaron Sanders just had a nice video visit from Bob Belichick on CTV Windsor,
The one and only.
their sports anchor. You can see him at 6 p.m. and 11 p.m., I believe. Or you can see him anywhere there's a Windsor sports game going on.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the first half, wow, what a contrast of styles in the first and second quarter. You talked about it in the halftime report. What can we see in the second half? Let's talk about that.
Well, for the Express, you really gotta keep on doing what you're doing right now. That transition game, it worked for you, but why did it work? Because you had perfect timing on the defense. So for the Express, you have to keep that up. For Niagara, you gotta stop really trying to let Windsor get into your head, because we've seen a couple of times Greg Carter trying to commit charges right there on the offensive end, and to our surprise and amusement, that didn't work. So Niagara's trying to pick up on the Express game, which is something you can't do. You got to pick up your own tempo, and if you do that, Niagara could really get back in this diaper dandy of a ball game.
Absolutely. Thinking about from a head coaching standpoint, you're not. If I'm Graz Lecole, I'm okay with Greg Carter taking some extra shots tonight, because you're going to need the second point guard. What if Sammy can't go in the game against Windsor? He has had injury problems all year, as Logan Stutz scores on the opening possession of the second half. Nice finish there on the backdoor cut. What if he gets hurt? What if Seth Curry, such as the Golden State Warriors, what is helping them and what let them close out that series against Houston was their depth.
Well, you got to start looking. Wait a minute.
Wow. Interesting. Well, Chris Commons had his DJ Thor.
Look at this. DJ Thor is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Let's go. You got an extra mic, Alex?
Let's hook him up, Mike. Hook him up. You take that.
That's right. Here. You sit here.
Yeah, you sit here, and I'll just take that chair. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, get it around him. Sorry. We're joined by DJ Thor of the Windsor Express, taking the night off as Billy Rush scores on the baseline. DJ, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
DJ Thor in the house here with the Windsor Express. DJ, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm going through some physical things, and feels good right now. Feels good to be here, watching our team win.
Absolutely. You must have been really excited to see the Express go on that big run in the second quarter.
Most definitely. I was over there, and I kind of forgot that I shouldn't raise my arm because I got my port put in, and I raised my arm a few times because we're on a roll.
That's right.
And yes, definitely excited.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, what DJ Thor is one of the biggest fans of the Windsor Express that you can find. Me and him have been watching ball games together since the beginning, first season, and it's been a fun time watching the growth of this organization and this team as you see Billy Rush score at the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. One thing I really do appreciate, especially during all the seasons, is hearing the fans behind me go from season in game one to now, feeling all the emotion in every basket, every play. People just love it, and it's just a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, that being said, how about this crowd here tonight? Our biggest of the season, and it really sets the tone for the playoffs going forward.
Definitely. It's amazing. It's beautiful thing to see.
Kirk Williams Jr. for three, off the mark.
Back on the fans, though, I mean, those one of the key elements for the team's success after winning 2 straight. You know, the success, and
Billy Rush for three.
Billy Rush isn't stopping. Neither is the fan support right here. So it's really admirable and a great support for this Windsor Express team.
Like Thor said, coming from our first season when we're an inaugural franchise, and we used to be like, hey, we got 600 fans tonight. This is pretty awesome.
Exactly.
And today, I gotta say, it's over 3,000 today.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and we are really, really excited to see that, and we're really excited for everything heading towards the playoffs as Sutherland can't find the other end of the basket. Brandon Robinson goes down, but that'll be a kickball, Springer. And how do you like, in our first seasons, we've always had the playoffs starting in March. How do you like this later start? How do you like this later end to the regular season for us?
Well, I don't think I thought about it, and I really don't see anything negative, really, because it's warm. All the other playoffs are either winding down. I mean, it just seems a lot better.
Yeah, it seems like more basketball time.
Yes, less confused, not confused, but condensed and schedule problems with hockey and everything. I think it's really nice. I like it.
I agree. As Greg Carter scores there from the left side of the basket.
Well, Windsor's really turning it into a basketball team now. I mean, as you can see, ice is melted down, and support is really rising up for the Express. I mean, they realize this is a 2-time championship team, so we are turning, if not already, turned into a basketball town.
Yeah, I agree. In the last few years, Chris Commons twisting, turning, and a big reason for that is that man right there, why this town has turned into a basketball town, at least in this time of the season. Because of the success that they've had. We've had some fantastic players on this league and on this team, and just think about the players that aren't on this team last year that were on the squads of past years.
Exactly. I mean, I don't even want to bring up the ultimate backcourt of Duncan and Stephon Bonneau.
Yeah. Unreal. Those first 2 seasons seemed like so long ago.
But just to watch this league develop and watch the talent come in every year after year, I mean, it's just, if this can really go on and go national, I mean, sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
On
the
there.
product on the floor is second to none. You got the talent on the floor. You've got the organizations.
And then you've got the Canadian talent, more and more Canadian talent coming in every year. It's beautiful.
right.
Oh, I just love it, man. I love it.
You mentioned talent coming in every year. What are your thoughts on Cape Breton getting a NBLC team starting next year? That could create great battles for next year.
Oh, yes. I mean, you can just see the rivalries just I mean, it's almost enough that every game is a rivalry in this league, which is going to be awesome. I mean, just expansion and just the talent and the Canadian talent. The development of the Canadian talent is a really, really great thing to see. I apologize for my lack of bigger vocabulary, but I'm a little bit nervous, and some of the medication, the pain medication, is still having effect on me.
We're so happy that you came up here and surprised us, though. I'm really excited to have you here.
I had my port put in today, and I said I had to come here because it's been
almost a month.
Four seasons, and I haven't been able to come up and say hi to you.
Yeah. Get on the broadcast. I remember when we first had the Knockstrom post-game report, we used to go on the court. We used to have DJ all the time. He'd be like tearing down his stuff. I'm like, DJ, what'd you think about this? You're like, man, I'm taking down my stuff. What do you mean?
But I always tried to find time, though.
That's right, and always finding time. A lot of these guys on this team, and of course guys across the league, they've embraced their communities a little bit more, or at least they've had that hashtag NBL community coming out. How have you seen the Windsor Express affect the people in the community?
Well, what I see the Windsor Express doing is, like, people always like to say that Windsor's a hockey town. What I believe is that Windsor is a multi-sport town, and finally basketball is here. So now it's bringing people together that may not necessarily be at the same sporting event, and that's what it's really creating a stronger community. That's what I see.
I agree.
I do want to point out that I was raised in the West End, and the only sport you would see everybody play is basketball. So when you see basketball come from West End to right here to where we are right now,
And
just
the
goes to
east
show
end of Windsor,
how developed this sport has become for not only the city or the area, but the nation as well. How it's grasped with the Express, the league, and of course with the Raptors' success. Speaking of success, here we go.
Wow, okay. Greg Carter commits the foul there on Brandon Robinson. Clean play there. Nothing dirty, just went up, committed the foul. Nice job there. Nothing easy. Windsor up 21 points, 70-49. We're up here in the booth with DJ Thor getting ready, setting up the playoffs next week on Monday, and of course Aaron Sanders with us as well. For those of you who don't know, DJ Thor has been around with the Express since the opening season. He's got the night off today, enjoying some broadcast time up in the booth.
That is right. I do have to say to you guys as well, every year you guys improve, and watching the feeds throughout the league as well, commentating has improved every single game, and honestly, you guys make the experience that much better, guys. I have to give it to you guys and everybody else across the league.
Absolutely. I have to agree. The broadcasts across the league are doing great. And look at that passing play right there. The Express are just all over the place.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? Talk about effort. And that effort right there.
Crown it. King me, he says.
It's a shootout, baby. It's a shootout. I don't care if it's a 20-point lead. We are in for a shootout.
Yep. And Kirk Williams Jr. just ran into Shamar Sutherland. So that'll be a foul.
We're going to see that. We're going to see those 2 possessions on the top tenor of the week. I don't care what anybody says. That was great effort.
Let's talk about Niagara now, DJ. You've seen teams come and go in this league, and you've seen franchises start, but what a first year for this Niagara franchise.
I'll tell you, Niagara looks very, 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 very good. It was very impressive to see them develop throughout the season. There's a lot of talent on the team, and yes, they had a fantastic first season, and their community as well has gotten behind them. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'll tell you, we're gonna definitely face them first round, and I was watching. I was saying, who do I want to see in the first round? And I couldn't even pick a team.
that's right. So many good things. Oh, and Springer's going to be called with a technical foul.
Oh boy, you don't want that right now. As big of a streak you're on right now with the back and forth possessions.
And you don't want someone to get a technical like we've said before. 6 accumulative technicals will give you a 1-game suspension, especially going into the playoffs. You don't want that to happen.
That'd be a bummer.
Absolutely.
We've seen it already happen to a couple of players this season, especially one of our own, Maurice Bolden. Kirk Williams got suspended for 1 game because of...
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that little incident with Orangeville is neither here nor there. But you don't need that right now. This is the second last game of the season. You really want to get into the second season playoff strong with no worries.
Absolutely. Timeout on the court. Windsor up 20 points. It's been a crazy beginning. It's been a big push from the Express since the end of that first quarter where they were down by 10 points after the opening frame. So good to see the Express coming back, and Niagara not giving up, so to speak. Like, we don't like to use the term giving up, but they're still battling on every possession. We know that 20 points isn't that hard to overcome in this league. If it were easy to overcome, everyone could do it. But of course, this team is very talented, and they've got a plethora of shooters. Don't think we're seeing the full package from Niagara tonight, neither from the Windsor Express. But I think things are going to be a lot different come Monday and Wednesday.
Most definitely. They're trying to play a little bit of chess, but it's like, I see a move here, but I'm going to keep my piece back here. Just, it's a chess game, and we're going to see full out Monday. And I'm excited to see that because there's going to be nothing held back Monday.
Absolutely.
It's one way to avoid injuries, too, because like we said at the top, that this game does not have a lot of importance because the second and third seed has already been set in the Central Division. So it's a great way to play it safe when you know those situations are on both of the club's sides.
Let's talk about the Atlantic Division now, DJ. Now, we saw St. John and Halifax here 2 weekends ago at the WFCU Center. Which of those 2 teams do you think are more likely to advance to the finals, Halifax or St. John? Not to say that anything would happen, but if you were going to choose out of those 2 teams.
If I were to put money on it, and gambling is illegal as far as I know, but if I were to put money on it, I'd have to say Halifax.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd only probably bet $2 because I wouldn't want to lose because it's so close over there.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I saw and what I see on the games that are broadcast, I'd have to pick them, but it's so tight this year. I mean, any team that could leave the first round would be a surprise and yet still not be surprised. I mean, if you see London leave the first round, would you be surprised? Because Orangeville.
They can ball it with anybody.
That's the thing, and that's the interesting thing about this season. You have an idea who's going to win, but you don't really know.
And you could say that across all season as well, yeah.
Exactly.
And every team is persistent too, so they really have a great contendership for the title. I mean, the persistence, they never give up. Like, if you have a strong fourth quarter, it just goes to show how tough the contender these teams are. So I could see why it's hard to pick who to come out of the first round.
And it's only a 5-game series. Anything can happen.
I was just about to say, the 5-game series adds another little wrinkle into it too. So as you see Russ Conley go up with a big and one there, trying to get his team back into it. The 5-game series could be very, very interesting because, say, you drop the first 2 games at home if you're the higher seed. You've got to go out and ball out on the road, and hopefully you can get back home again. So
and not get upsetted.
Exactly. So the 5-round series, we haven't seen any upsets upsets in the 5 rounds in the first 5-game series. Pardon me, but
Not yet.
not yet exactly. You almost could have an argument that you could make it a 7-game series and it would just be as good.
You could.
But
But I mean, when everybody's
You can get it done in 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it that much more important to win that first game.
Yeah. The conference and league finals are 7-game series for those who are asking. First round will be 5 games. Second and third will be 7. Billy Rush at the top of the key over to Bennett. 5 seconds. Lets it go. No good. Maurice Bolden with an offensive rebound. Kicks it out to the corner. B-Rob.
Oh,
Billy Rush with
okay.
a putback slam.
You see right there, B-Rob making a wish, but Billy Rush really vindicating himself after a terrible shooting display in the first half. What wonders he could do, like that pass backdoor.
Chris Commons and Tony Bennett. What a pair. Combining on that basket right there.
One of the dynamic duos in the NBLC. Oh, Greg Carter almost got Billy Rush skating right there.
That's right. Brett. That's my name is Brett Hedges. Sorry. Chris Commons, the only member of the Windsor Express to win both NBL Canada championships. That's the one thing I just wanted to say that.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of changeover in the league, and that's just the way the league works. But it's always great to see how teams come together and build every year and build. It's just. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering now.
Oh, you're good.
You're good.
You're doing a great job. DJ Thor up in the media booth here with us. For the Windsor Express versus Niagara, last regular season home game. And Windsor is up 80-59 here with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tony Bennett over to Shaquille Keith. He's been an exciting rookie for the league. Niagara's showing off a zone look. Commons to Bennett. He steps in, leaves it to Commons. And he's blocked from behind, and it will be Windsor basketball.
And for those who are just tuning in, just remember the Express were down by 16 in some part of the first half. So we're seeing a great resurgence as Bennett makes a wish as the shot clock expires.
Maurice Bolden with the offensive rebound. Bennett to Bolden. He steps around the defender.
Did you see him go to work?
Offensive foul, yep.
It's crying shame, though, but you see Bolden really going to work, seeing those gaps in the defense, really sealing the deal for the Express.
No problem. Windsor up 80-59. Greg Carter moving the ball across the timeline. High screen from Allison. Spin move at the lane. Over to Springer. Stops, pops, can't make a drop. Commons ripping away that rebound. Thank you very much for your time, DJ.
Thanks for having me, fellas. I really appreciate it. I hope to be able to come up here again with you guys.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my man. Brandon Robinson scoring up the cup. DJ. We'll see you
Thor,
soon.
ladies and gentlemen. You take care now.
Carter working his way in the lane. Over to
That was
Springer.
awesome.
Spinning, turning, shooting, scoring.
And
Clinton
that
Springer.
was awesome right there.
Beautiful drive and finish right there from Clinton Springer Williams.
Now, I told you, Brett, in order for Niagara to come back into this game, they really have to pick up their tempo and try to bring their character back. They're doing it right now, swooping through the hoop, penetrating the defense, and really finishing strong as we see an and one opportunity coming up.
Missing the second free throw. Here come the Windsor Express. They're up 21 points. Brandon Robinson over to Shaquille Keith. Crossing over to his left, over to Mo Bo. Driving baseline around Mike Allison. Scores. And one. Mike Allison took the bump, but didn't get the call. It's going to be an and one basket.
We're seeing plenty of Houdinis being pulled here tonight, Brett. Windsor really trying to add more to this 23-point lead. And Mo Bolden's the one really securing the deal here. And we have a technical foul apparently on Grasla Coley.
No, that one's going to go against Mike Allison.
Yeah, my mistake.
They signaled 1-3, yeah. So number 13,
Okay.
Mike Allison getting the technical.
Yeah, I seen the
That's
T
why
sign.
we got France.
Yes, we do.
That's right. It was always good to hear from DJ Thor from the Windsor Express. He's out today, taking the day off, having some medical procedures taking place for him.
Honestly, he's one of the most dedicated Windsor Express fans many of you will know. Always there for every game. He's down there DJing it up. You got requests for music to play. You got it. You want a dependable guy. You got it.
I'll just tweet him and he'll usually put on a song for me. So
Hey.
usually it's Notorious B.I.G. But today we're going heavy on the Prince, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex, are you a Prince fan? You had hair like him, so.
No, what I'm looking is that Lisa also said that the commentary is too biased for the Windsor Express.
Uh-oh.
So, guys,
Yeah, we got to cut it down. Niagara is doing well, though.
We're behaving. We're behaving.
Niagara hitting a little bit of a rough patch there. They got a technical foul assessed against them.
Well, that's really brutal, though. You're trying hard as you can, being up by 20 plus. You don't want emotions to get in the way. Use those emotions to play, not to voice off, but to play. Because you know what they say: actions speak louder than words, and you really have to step it up.
Bolden, traveling violation. Yep, picked up his pivot foot before he let it go.
And this is the break Niagara really needs to get back in this game.
Yeah, 2:24 left in the third quarter. Need some time for the River Lions to make a little bit of a run here. They can score points in bunches, as we saw earlier in the game. Just a little bit snake bitten this afternoon. Their short bench doesn't help them either.
One of the referees addressing Grasa Coley.
And it's worth mentioning that Sammy Zaglinski has not played today. He has not come off the bench at all. Arguably their best player, best distributor, the league leader in assists throughout. I'm pretty sure he's going to be very, very close to breaking the record if he hasn't done so already for assists in a season. So,
but really, Niagara's really stepping up on the relaxation. You know, Sammy Zeggs may not be playing tonight, but I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of him starting Monday.
alley-oop. Tony Bennett to Maurice Bolden for a bucket.
More dimes equals more points on the board. Great awareness by Tony Bennett. Oh, yeah.
And a nice finish
Yeah.
there from Clinton Springer, the Canadian.
Well, that's one way to get back in the game. Now, what Windsor has to do is calm down, really handle the ball well. If you're Niagara, you have no hesitation and no mercy.
And the foul is going to be called against Theo Davis, I believe.
Everything's going Niagara's way for the last few minutes of this third quarter. These off-the-ball fouls, the turnovers, and Niagara really had a great firm grasp with the ball offensively, going to the free throw line, and there was an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yep, unsporting foul. Give the ball to Greg Carter for a pair and the ball. Ooh, and missed both. Unfortunate. Greg Carter getting a lot of ice time today. I mean, ice time. What am I, a hockey announcer?
Hey.
A lot of floor time today for the River Lions.
Yeah, but then again, you know, they're playing like a hockey-like game, very physical, despite the ice being melted here at the FCU.
Yeah.
So you could safe to say it's like a hockey game going on.
Conley working against Theo Davis in the low post. Stops. Gets the defender in the air and scores.
I wasn't sure about that shot. I thought a little too much time taken on that, but then again, he got it off with a great hook.
Brandon Robinson over to Maurice. Pass into the corner. Brandon Robinson lining up off the mark. Conley with the rebound. Over to Sutherland. Sutherland in transition. Beautiful finish.
This is why Niagara's coming back. Now they have the transition game. Compared to how the Express had it the last quarter, Niagara's really taking over on Windsor's turnovers. We got a great game.
Shaquille O'Keefe draws a foul on Conley as he was driving to the baseline. It will be on the pass, so Windsor ball will be underneath Niagara's basket. .38 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Bennett on the curl. Can't get the shot to fall. Good boxing out from Niagara, leads to the rebound and shots. So there's going to be a foul away from the basketball. 17 ticks on the clock. Windsor will have possession. Sorry, Maurice Bolden. Heading to the free throw line. 17 on the clock, like we said. Fourth quarter coming up here in a very full WFCU Center. Biggest capacity crowd of the season in the last regular season home game. Good to see as we talked to DJ Thor earlier in the quarter. Talking about his experiences with the Windsor Express and everything he's been involved in and what he's seen in the past 4 years since their inaugural year. Me and DJ Thor, one of the original volunteers for the organization.
Well, that's what really kept the team going. Oh, good grief. Look out.
Logan Stutz gets bumps. He goes down a little hard, but he's all right. Both guys shake hands and we're good to go. And that's what I like the most about basketball is you can go hard and you can foul and you can do whatever, but you know that it's all in the game. You don't go out there to hurt anybody. These guys are just high-level athletes playing at a professional level, and they're going hard.
Well, that sums it all up there, right there. The character of the NBLC, the camaraderie you can make off the court, but on the court, it's physical, but you have awareness for it too.
Yeah. As soon as the game's over, these guys are friends. Much like WWE superstars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But the question is, how much camaraderie will be displayed when the playoffs start? You gotta think about that for a little bit.
And they're gonna say that Tony Bennett stepped on the sideline as yeah, they're gonna say with 2 seconds left that Tony Bennett stepped on the sideline. Sorry, folks. And now there's gonna be a timeout called from Gros-Le-Collet. So a big opportunity for the River Lions here to get this within possibly 16 points.
Well, the standard catch and shoot routine. Gros-Le-Collet, I think he's going to put all of his big guys on there, look to go into the hoop. And if you're the Express, you expect that. I mean, that's great for you because you could actually counter that and look for a block. But if they try to go for the three, just let them have it because you already congested them inside, and outside is a way of showing great defense. This is game 39 of 40 for the Windsor Express. Tomorrow they travel along the 401 to play the London Lightning at the old Bud Gardens. And every time these two teams collide, it gets pretty close, pretty physical. Not nasty, but a great physical game by these two, knowing that it could be a potential matchup for the Central Division Finals. So tomorrow, Knockstrom has it for you. Windsor Express, London Lightning from London. And tune in because it's going to be a great game.
I couldn't agree with you more, Aaron. And of course, we're sending our Knockstrom crew up there to London, sending them up there with care. They better treat Alex with care up there, or else.
I'll be there. I'll be there. We'll all be there and make sure that happens. So
I think it's going to be funny what the situation would be if Windsor and London were to make the Central Division Finals, and we'll just be doing every game.
Man, that'd be pretty though. Be real great. It's like national coverage.
That's right.
A good step up. Made a step up. Theo Davis
disrupts that pass. The end of the third quarter is done. And we are headed to the fourth. Windsor is up 88-69 over the Niagara River Lions. When we return, more of Windsor Express basketball with the National Basketball League of Canada on Knockstrom.tv. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WFCU Center. Fourth quarter action about to get underway here. And of course, folks, us at Knockstrom.tv are in the process of recruiting sponsors for the 2016-2017 regular season and playoffs. Make sure to visit Knockstrom.com for more information. And of course, you can visit our support page, our contact us page, and of course, you can email alexd@knockstrom.com for more information. Knockstrom.tv, the best live stream services in southern and western Canada.
And producing the media excellence as well in the Windsor-Essex County, like I mentioned at the end of every telecast, because we are on our way, folks.
That's right. We'll be looking for the markets of London and Windsor if you guys are interested. So anyone in those areas can get in touch with Knockstrom.com. Springer. He's been a springboard in the second half, to say the least. Springer showing off those scoring capabilities. His team only down by 18 points.
I see what you did there. I like it. Especially I like the way Springer Williams is playing too. Brett Carter showing that great tenacity, and Logan Stutz, showing he's a bit instrumental in the game, but rebounding game has been strong for Niagara.
That's right. Quick shout out to the Niagara River Lions commentary crew, Matt Latour. Always has a big presence on social media, doing great things for the league, promoting, broadcasting. Big ups to Niagara. They're going to have a fun time. Alex Johnson for three, no good. They're going to have a lot of fun up in Niagara for their playoff game.
Oh man, there's nothing better than your first playoff game at home, and we see a big time three.
Big bucket from Sutherland. Yeah, I remember the first Windsor Express playoff game like it was yesterday. It was against the Island Storm. Game 3.
Oh. And then obviously,
unfortunately, in our first ever home playoff game, the Windsor Express lost to go down 2-1. But my most memorable moment as a member of the Windsor Express commenting crew was the next game, Game 4. It went into double overtime, and Darren Duncan crossed over Al Stewart and scored at the cup, right at the buzzer, to send that series to Game 5, which ultimately Windsor lost. So that's what I remember. I remember Darren Duncan scoring at that end of this basket, right near the buzzer, to win a double overtime basketball game. That was a lot of fun.
My earliest memory of the Windsor Express would obviously be the 2014 season, and it was a regular season game where they played against St. John. It was really fun. It was my first time being up close like that, and eventually they won the championship, which we all were here to see. I was in the bleachers. You were up here. It was fun to
That's
win
right.
that first championship.
Nice finish inside from Logan Stutz there, the league's leading scorer, and could potentially be the league's MVP this season. Shaquille Keith, turnaround jumper, no good. Chris Collins with the offensive rebound. He finds a cutting Shaquille Keith, and he scores.
It's a good cut for Shaquille Keith, but I don't know about that MVP vote. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to decide on that, but time is winding down on the season, so somebody has to win it,
Somebody's
and
gotta win it.
whoever does is the most rewarding, because I think this is one of the top seasons in the NBLC.
Absolutely.
Anybody could win it.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. You could there's a legit candidate from every single team to be the league MVP. So
Absolutely.
if I was gonna choose from Niagara, I would say Logan would be my go-to guy. As Logan says, Alex Johnson scores.
Well, I second your vote. I mean, the players I like are the ones that are up front. Those who are all around and can work pretty well in the post. And Logan Stutz really fits the bill, and he's a great candidate.
Yeah, he's got the full arsenal of moves.
Yes.
Mid-range.
Ooh, trying to call bank like Timmy D.
Billy Rush, who's had himself quite the good game. Moves the ball to the floor for Kirk Williams Jr. He drives to the basket, gets around Russ Conley, and draws the foul. So
That's
Kirk
how-
Williams Jr. will go to the free throw line. 8:53 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well,
What has been a nice game here.
Well, obviously, it's getting stronger and stronger after every minute. Obviously, Niagara had it one-sided at the beginning of the game, but now it's back and forth despite the lead. The Windsor Express and Niagara, you got to give credit to them because they've done most of their scoring in the paint, more than 50% of their scoring. Niagara going 48 points inside. But listen to this. The Express have gone 62 points inside. So it's safe to say that it's been an inside game throughout. And once again, folks, a quick reminder, the Island Storm defeated the cream of the crop, Halifax Hurricanes, by 1. And I'll give a quick shout out to, what a block!
And Springer follows it up with a basket, so good hustle from Niagara to keep the task in hand. Obviously, lots of time left to go, only a 19-point deficit. We've seen leads bigger disappear quicker.
Big kudos to Shaquille Keith on that block, but bigger kudos to Niagara to finish that off. Incidentally, like I said before, shout out to Lisa Oraniak, who's a big Storm fan. She'll like this. Her Storm beat the Halifax Hurricanes 101-100, and they tie for Moncton. Oh boy!
Shaquille Keith
Look at
for
that.
3.
Shaq producing work on both sides of the rim. With the Storm, they tie with Moncton for third place in the Atlantic Division. And remember, whoever wins between the Storm and the Miracles, they will finish third and face St. John in the first round, while whoever loses from that game will have the pleasure to play Halifax in the first round.
That's right, Clinton Springer with a regular season. I don't have Niagara's schedule right here, so I can't say what they will do, but
Allow me to
so some
check that out.
fatigue will be in. So fatigue will be a question, of course. Windsor going up to London tomorrow.
Yeah.
To face the Lightning, the Central Division winning Lightning. And
Well, fatigue will be the key for tomorrow, but it won't be a factor for the playoffs. But you mentioned you try to get the, and I got a shout out. Like I said, they got Orangeville tomorrow, Niagara.
okay, so both teams will be playing 3 games in 4 nights.
Yeah.
As Springer knocks down the free throw.
And a quick reminder, Niagara has lost 3 of their last 5 games. They don't want to go into Orangeville feeling discouraged, but how can you feel discouraged when you're on this strong spurt right now? So you got Orangeville tomorrow, and then obviously on the road, and obviously you're going to remain on the road until the 6th because you have to play here at the WFCU. So 4 straight games on the road, including playoffs.
Shamar Sutherland's going to draw a foul against Shaquille Keith. And, of course, the Niagara Riverlions, their playoff dates are back-to-back days.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be playing on the 6th and the 7th.
On the 6th and the 7th as well. Now, remember...
Don't think that we'll be taking jets back and forth the game. Maybe some bus lag.
Hey, bus lag, whatever it is, it all equals up to
Some
fatigue.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. 15-point game. 98-83, Niagara. Trying to find their way back into this. 7 minutes to go. Lots of time. Shaquille Keith working against Tremor Sutherland. Gives it over to Bolden for 3.
That's Bolden.
Reese Bolden.
Tell you, an all-around supportive player, Maurice Bolden is. He's really making it justice as we see Logan Stutz trying to come in. Niagara's really showing drive.
I agree, and I like it.
Yes.
Should make for a really, really entertaining playoff series starting Monday.
Less than 72 hours from now, it is going to be a beauty. So Logan Stutz goes to the line and completes the first free throw.
Yep. Of course, Logan Stutz is the league's leading scorer.
21 points, 9 rebounds a game. We can't stress enough how big an impact he is with not only Niagara but the league. This is a first-year team, but they're playing like they're filled with experience. MVP candidates all around, and he's really adding more and more to his arsenal every game.
Billy Rush driving, kicking. Bolden finding Billy. Bolden for 3. Yes. Maurice.
A really risky pass inside, but in some instances, you gotta expect the unexpected. And with that, the way Bolden popped out, thing of beauty. And that was a thing of beauty too. Ball awareness too. Logan Stutz always there inside to deliver the punch. Oh. You see right there, Greg Carter was caught slipping.
Shaquille Keith felt the pressure, so he drove straight to the basket. He'll draw the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Windsor up 17 points once again. And that is going to draw a timeout call for the Windsor Express. They're up 104-87, and with under 7 minutes to go.
A really tough game.
Yeah.
17-point game. River Lions outscoring Windsor 17-16. Windsor Express shooting more than 50% from the field, so you got to give credit to that. It's because they're driving inside more, and the only time they would shoot the 3 if necessary if it's congested. But nonetheless, Niagara's doing a real great job on the boards. Both teams are even out in the turnovers, but really, hats off to both clubs, really taking it into the paint. 62 points for the Express, 54 points for the River Lions. Just goes to show, if the 3 ball's out of your way, you really got to step in and drive inside.
That's right. The bruising game could be a significant factor as the series continues, as fatigue becomes a factor. And if that's the case, I'd have to say that Windsor would have a slight advantage over Niagara in the size department for sure.
No question about it. The Windsor Express game this year was depth, trying to fill in the void of players past, and they really made this ball team into a different character. I mean, really breaking out. And Niagara isn't out of this by all means. They really stepped it up tonight. Logan Stutz, he has a double-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Clinton Springer-Williams really coming out of the gate, 20 points, 4 rebounds. But what surprised me tonight, Brett, is if there's a most improved player of the year, there's a most improved player of the game, give credit to Billy Rush, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And remember, he started 1 for 4 at the beginning of the game. And boy, he really stepped it up by going inside, knowing that his 3 ball was off tonight.
Yep. Shaquille Keith misses the first free throw. Looking to make it an 18-point game. No, it goes off the front rim. Springer with the rebound. He's come to life here in this game. He's played a really solid role at the guard spot for Niagara.
If Niagara really wants to come back, they really have to play off those screens more, as well as the back doors.
Pass for Carter is behind him. Springer saves it from going across the timeline. Lining up a 3. Chris Commons, no. Loose ball. Greg Carter's got it. Niagara's got it. Stutz for 3. No good. Billy Rush with a rebound. Keith. Work. Alex Johnson defended by Springer to Chris Commons. Look at that footwork.
Look at the matchup.
And
too much time.
Oh!
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's over. You got your top 10er, folks. It doesn't get better than that. Man,
Wow.
he slammed it home, man.
It's a shame it was only worth 2 points.
Yeah.
What a play from Maurice Bolden. Nice job. He definitely.
Look at the bench. Can we get a shot at the bench for a second, please? Let's look at that. That is unbelievable. You want a top 10 moment near the end of the season, you got it.
Yep, and we've seen Maurice do that quite a few times this year, just go up and absolutely crown the top of that rim. And that's the kind of dynamic that he brings. Not only can he stretch the floor like we saw with some 3 balls earlier, but he can go in and make it exciting with some finishes inside.
Man.
Chris Commons, low post.
There's that matchup again.
Shaquille Keith off the front rim. Chris Commons, the crafty veteran, scoring.
And finishing and getting those second chance points are key.
4 minutes to go. It's 19-point game once again. Blocking foul going to go against Shaquille Keith.
And that seems right. That seems right.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Springer Williams really saw that the basketball IQ here is really high on this court. Clinton Springer Williams knew he had somebody on his side, so you draw the contact, try to go right past through him, but you got the contact too instead. And look, you see Shaq Keith intimidating Springer Williams right here. You see, that's how high the IQ is for all these players on the court. Didn't he make a wish right there?
Another rebound from Billy Rush, but a turnover. Conley gets it back on the second chance.
Effort. Second chance points are helping out on the Express side as well as Niagara's side. They really did a great job contesting right there, setting up the trap, being able to go down there and finish it. And we got a foul right here. Seems to me like every game we have here at the WFCU Center, we have top teners galore. Mo Bolden stepping up with the facial. Yep. Logan Stutz on the other end, you know, not hesitating, not affected by that last play. Man, the aggressiveness we're going to see starting Monday.
And all the more reason for some folks to inquire about some opportunities with Knockstrom.tv for some sponsorship and advertising opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Conley with a big 3 there.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful job. Then that's going to make it a 14-point game.
Here we go.
The lowest deficit it has been in quite some time.
Yes.
So Niagara playing well. Let's go.
Considering how low they are in the three-point field, they're now 4 of 21. But really stepping up big time.
Offensive foul. Yep, Shaquille Keith against Greg Carter. No bucket. 2:44 remaining in the fourth quarter.
This is the stop Niagara needed, and they got it. Now they can't mess it up right here. Take an easy shot and cut the lead, and obviously step up with the rebounding game as we see right there. Tremar Sutherland once again.
Great job knifing his way through that defense and making it an even dozen. The Bakers are going to be upset.
And there's the rebounding game now.
Here we go. Sutherland again. Blocked for Maurice. And the Express needed that one. They're going to say that ball went off of Tremar Sutherland before it landed out of bounds.
Wow.
So an even bigger play now because that's Windsor basketball. It went off of Sutherland last. Wow. That's why you play.
Well, that's why you keep on playing until you hear the whistle, too.
Maurice Bolden with a big defensive play. Shaquille Keith scoring.
He thought that was a foul, but nonetheless, he drove in there. You finish it off.
Almost like the hockey high stick one.
Yeah.
Got that one right in the chips. Conley sweeps through on Chris Commons. Bolden got his hands in the passing lane, so That'll be out of bounds.
Superman playing a little hacky sack right there. Trying to loosen the tension right here.
Yeah, 1:46 to go, 14-point game. Springer on the catch and shoot. No good. Bolden with the basketball. Mobo gets the express train rolling. He goes behind his back off of... No. Allison there to get the rebound.
He rushed that shot even though he had the advantage. There's no need to rush the shot, especially when Niagara's coming back with a vengeance inside.
Allison.
Oh, yeah. Well,
no good.
Any shot here could possibly be the dagger for this game. But Superman has the ball. Let's see what happens in this final minute.
60 seconds to go in regulation, folks. It's a 14-point game. Shaquille Key.
What a tornado spin!
Yeah, quick spin move in the lane. Got himself open, and he is upset that he didn't make it, but he's got a chance to make 2 free throws and extend the lead.
One of those candidates for Rookie of the Year as well. That was a nasty
Canadian
tornado
of the year.
spin. Canadian of the Year, no
Rookie
doubt.
of the year.
Man,
couldn't agree with you more.
He could produce a double play here if it all works in his favor.
Of course, this is the last regular season game here at the WFCU Center. We did 21 games this year.
Or 20 for...
We did the 905 game, yeah, the Rutgers game.
The 905 game, yeah.
So game 21 in the books, and we're looking for number 22 and 23 on Monday and Wednesday. Carter to his left. Loses it. It's going to be express basketball. What'd you say, Alex?
Yes, we did 22 games. We did the Raptors 109, but we couldn't live stream. We did it, so it's on the books. Also, we did Lima.
Yeah, the Lima Express game at St. Clair College.
At the Sports
20 game, and this is a 20 game of regular season.
So the 22nd telecast for the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv. And it ends in a blaze of glory with 23 seconds to go.
Blaze of glory as it goes off someone's foot.
Absolutely. See that?
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why we are offering we're looking for sponsors for next season, 2016-2017.
Yep.
We have 10 spots. We played the films.
Denny McDonald couldn't knock it down. Yeah, we have Knockstrom Digital Media Studios. We can produce and shoot and broadcast commercials made for your business. We can personalize packages for you. And of course, we can do the best to get those out. We're looking for people from the London and Windsor market. As
this buzzer goes, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for all the support for the regular season. And we look forward to seeing the pleasure of your company when the playoffs begin. Knockstrom.tv has it for you, like we had this 22nd telecast of the year ending the Windsor Expressway.
That's right. Aaron Sanders is going to head over to the post-game spot. We're going to check him out shortly, and he'll break down everything that went on across the league tonight and, of course, what's going on this weekend. The Windsor Express are victorious 112-96. They will finish off the regular season tomorrow night against the London Lightning. You can watch that game on Knockstrom.tv as well. We'll be sending our main man, Alex De Armero, up the 401 to London to produce that game. And of course, Marty and Chris will be there to call that action. We wish them all the best. Congratulations to everyone who has finished the regular season and who has contributed to everything that has gone on this season. Thanks, folks. We'll see you for the playoffs on Monday night here on Knockstrom.tv. Aaron Sanders, take it away for the Knockstrom.tv postgame.
Thanks, Brett. And as you can see, the Windsor Express really paying tribute to the crowd right there. Can we get a shot of that for a quick second, Alex? See what great support the team gives to their fans and their faithful. It has been a great ride for the regular season. Windsor Express only losing 6 games here at the WFCU Center, but losing was not the key for the Express. They won it 112-96 against the Niagara River Lions. This is the Knockstrom post game. Aaron Sanders with you. Tonight, This was a game of contrast. If you had to sum it down to one word, the password would be contrast. Niagara, as you've seen, really got out of the gate in the beginnings of the game, but the Windsor Express did a 27-point turnaround to lead by 11 at the half and never looked back, outscoring the Niagara River Lions by about 58-53 in the final half. So it was pretty close despite what the score says, but these two will see each other again, and I'll get to more of that in a minute. But we'll go quickly to the stats tonight. Player of the game, no question, Maurice Bolden. He has completed a double-double, 20 points, 12 rebounds, and you cannot give the River Lions a cold shoulder. They have put out a strong game, especially Logan Stutz, a typical double-double game for a possible potential MVP candidate. 26 points and 10 rebounds. Talk about that. The Windsor Express shot 51% from the field. Niagara, pretty close to it, shot 44% from the field. And the rebounding game, like we mentioned throughout the telecast, pretty close. You need to have a strong inside game when you play against each other. The Windsor Express out-rebounded the River Lions 49-46, and the points in the paint really surprised me too. Think about this. Look at this. The Windsor Express, 68 points in the paint. That's more than half of what they finished up with. And Niagara kept it real close inside, 60. So you talk about the contract, you talk about the inside game. That's what these two teams could dish out. That's it for this game. We'll try to quickly go to the stats. If not, we'll just say a few words and cut to a commercial break. Okay, once again, quick recap. These were potential playoff matchups you've seen around the league tonight. The Mill Rats beat the Miracles 109-99. And then, of course, the shocker of the night, the Island Storm beating the Halifax Hurricanes 101-100. And we'll check on the London and Orangeville game as soon as DAC stats load up. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this. 39 games in the book for the Windsor Express, and they moved up to 21-18 with the potential chance of going 22-18 tomorrow night. Oh, we have a close one between Lightning and the Orangeville A's, and I'll tell you this, the Lightning are up 109-101, 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We have a pretty good game right there, so by the time we go off the air, that game will be decided. So that's your out-of-town scores for you. Quickly, folks, a reminder that the playoffs start for us this Monday. The Windsor Express will see the Niagara River Lions once again. The Best of 5 series begins this Monday, 7:30 tip-off at the WFCU Center. Knoxville.tv will have that for you. Incidentally, before we sign off right here, I would just like to express a quick shout-out to the Mediaplex family. Brett and I mentioned that we are Mediaplex graduates. I completed my 3-year course yesterday, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention how great and beneficial the Mediaplex staff were, because if it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be so much confidence in how we broadcast the game or how I'm presenting you guys to you right now. This has been a great help. The Mediaplex family, something that you cannot turn your cheek on. Look at them, they go full on, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you to the Mediaplex staff. There's so many that I could name right now, but at the fear of missing some names, I won't do that right now. So, here we are. Game 39-40. The Windsor Express travel to London for another bout of the 401 rivalry against the London Lightning. Riding in with a 21-18 record. Fatigue may be the factor right here, but then again, it just goes to show how much effort the Windsor Express will put in. They could persevere as much as they can. Let's see how they could do it in their final game against the London Lightning of the season. Game 40 of 40 coming to you tomorrow. Knoxstrom.tv, believe it or not, will have that. So either way, we're going to see you for 2 days and take a day off and see you for the playoffs on Monday. Now remember this, folks. This is where the magic happens starting Monday. The basketball second season, the NBLC playoffs, once started out as a best-of-5 first-round series. More teams will advance to the conference finals, best of 7, and then the NBLC finals for that beloved title, a best of 7 series. 8 teams, all 8 teams make the playoffs, and that will cut down to 4 in the next round, and then leaving 2, representing 1 from each the Atlantic and Central Division. This is going to be a diaper dandy of the playoffs, ask me. This has been one of the greatest seasons the NBLC team has to offer. It's going to increase next year with the Cape Breton Highlanders coming in to the NBLC. So that's the next time we will see you either tomorrow at London, where the Express will play at Bud Gardens, or Monday right here at the WFCU Center against the Niagara River Lions. Once again, the final score, the Windsor Express 112, the Niagara River Lions 96. I would like to quickly express my thanks to each and every one of you who have watched all these Knockstrom Digital Media telecasts of the Windsor Express throughout the whole season. Without you, we could have gone better and better for every telecast. We thank you for it. Brett, Mitch, everybody around here thanks you. The humble servant Alejandro de Mero thanks you for all that. And we look forward to the pleasure of your company either tomorrow or the start of the playoffs. It isn't over yet for us, folks. This is just the beginning. So remember, there's plenty of good sports out there, so you be one too. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in the Windsor, Essex County, as well as London, Ontario, and throughout Southern Ontario. So on behalf of all of us, until we see you Saturday or Monday, pending, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.